Hello and welcome back to Songs of Six. I'm continuing just where I was so rudely interrupted last time by my own forgetfulness, but this time I have time and there won't be any interruptions. So last time we built our first breeders, we built a human nursery and we built a Cretonian breeder. Vegetables shouldn't be a problem for us, since we're importing quite a lot from Texas, from other regions on the world map. Human babies, on the other hand, they want fruit. They want those fruit pump. I don't know what you call it. I only know the producers. And we are producing not a lot of fruit. So we will from time to time have to import some fruit, just because I don't want the babies we get to die. And that should fix our problem for getting more humans and Cretonians. It will also make them a bit more happy, because they don't like it that everyone is an immigrant. Humans also don't like it when other humans are immigrants. My Dondorians understandably don't care, because Dondorians don't have a nursery or anything like that. They only can come in as immigrants, which makes it even more important that we keep them happy. At the moment, we are providing quite a bit less fulfillment than they expect, but due to all our titles and stuff, we still have them happy enough. The world map is looking good with our 2 settlements. We can think about getting even more. There's 2 more settlements over here that are free lands that are easy to take for us. There's even one over here. Sooner or later I will want the settlement of Juvenster, just because there's an absurd amount of deposits over here. The settlement is crazy rich. Lavramen would also be good. 2 gem deposits, also very nice, but those are late game plans. We have 370,000 in the bank. Juvenster would cost me around 2 million, I guess. So nothing we can look at in the near future, but sooner or later we will buy that place, I tell you. Okay, immediate problems, we need more wood. I'm still microing it. And we will also need more stone. So let's clear some rock over here. We have 19 odd jobbers, which is way too little. So let's let in 30 Dondorians. We still have some living quarters empty, so we should have enough living space for them. We can also look into upgrading our houses, which we don't have the tech for yet. I can see quite a lot of ore being stored up, so I will try to employ a few more traders so we can sell the ore more quickly. Same for all the grain. We could even give grain a few more spaces, or we could just upgrade. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. We just upgrade this. I want to reshuffle my production a bit. We need way more cut stone. I will need more metal, so I'll employ a few more people here. I think we should be producing enough coal. Okay, yeah, we are also getting coal from the outside, so we don't have to produce coal anymore. So we need more metal, and I think I will also set up the first smithy to produce tools. Okay, we have our smithy, we are producing our first tools. I also went ahead and conquered a new settlement on the world map, the Morgenstad, which I'm growing up to 1200 population. Fertility is pretty bad, it's also not too big, so this won't be our biggest settlement. And I just conquered this settlement because I need the wood. I don't want to micro my wood all the time, so... I don't want... Okay, I'm sorry. And so now the wood we're producing here is being brought to my settlement, and we get 147 wood every day. We need quite a lot of wood, mostly for our paper makers and our carpentry. So our wood consumption is probably even higher than those 120 we're importing. But we can still... It's just a little bit less micro, so I don't have to think about it all the time. The other thing we will need to automate in the future is stone. But stone has the added benefit of being quite non-spoiling. It conserves quite well, so we don't lose a lot of stone due to the spoil rate, but wood on the other hand spoils at 15%, so that's like 30 times the rate of stone. What I also did is I recruited my first regional division. Since we now control regions on the map, we can recruit soldiers from them. This is the manpower we have in our realm at the moment, and I recruited 30 humans and gave them no equipment whatsoever, and they can have melee training. This will be our main source of an army in the late game, simply because we don't have we can't recruit mercenaries due to my challenge. There's a few things different about this. You can only train them up to 50%, as opposed to the 100% my divisions can have. And I think they get experience at a much lower rate than my soldiers. So my 40 boys over here have 86% experience and melee training, and I think the experience as well is a... I can't check it, there's no tooltip for it, but I think the experience itself makes them fight better, have more damage or something like that. So we are producing tools at a pretty low rate for the moment. Iron is also running pretty low. We are running out of workers at the moment a bit. We are not producing too much. On the food side of things, we are looking really good. We are producing almost double of what we need. I also, in the last episode, bought a lot of fruit, which came in, and now we have fruit stored up. We won't have fruit problems in the future once this orchard is up and running, but that takes 51 days, which is more than 3 years in the game. 16 days is 1 year. So we'll wait for that. At one point I will probably fight Krachtland, my immediate neighbor, just to get their 4 clay deposits. So we can also free those 15 workers who are clay diggers at the moment. Laboratory is up and running, so for now we are just waiting to get more resources really. Okay, so for now I think I will let some time pass until anything happens. I think the raid chance is still pretty high. Could happen at any point. Wouldn't be too great. We only have leather armor and warhammers. But I'll go into a time lapse and just let some time pass. Okay, I'm quickly interrupting the time lapse. I'm taking the next city, the next free city, Lovenstead. Which might be a mistake, since then I will board a new empire. Blebewaten. Sounds very Dutch. But I do want the stone deposit that is in here. There's 2 stone. And that makes my job easier, and everything that makes my job easier is good for me. So we can build this city up. It is very infertile, so I don't think I will be able to get it to 1200. Yeah, not with the setup we have now right now. But that's not a problem, since even 2 stone deposits are plenty for me. This army can move home. And I will recall my Dondo boys home. So now we are importing a lot of stone, which is great, because I want to produce a lot of cut stone. immediately doubling the workers in my masonry. I'll also try to make those guys happy by giving them a trade agreement and providing them with 10,000. Let's tip them with 11,000. Since we start to make a few enemies here and there, I will also build my first embassy. Just looking for a good space for an embassy. That's the problem with letting your city grow organically. I think an embassy would fit nicely on this civilian ore deposit. So that's the problem with letting your city grow organically. You run into space problems because you didn't think ahead. Okay, let's build it like that. The embassy is quite easy to build. The workstations are always the same. There's no efficiency or anything. You just need to employ ambassadors. Put the workstation in here. I can put the workstation in here. I mean, it looks disgusting, I'm sorry, but I just want to pump as many ambassadors as I can into this tight little quarter. It's also not too expensive. They don't take up any resources or anything. They don't need paper to work or anything like that. So I think this will get changed up a bit in the next update. Providing them with a few roads. I think the whole diplomacy system is getting a big overhaul in version 66, so I'm excited about that. Jake has shown quite a few things. And I think that's it for my little interruption. What I'm going to do, what this building is going to do is there's 28 ambassadors, which are emissaries, in the embassy. And I can then send them to other nations. And I can flatter them so they like me more. Which has a few perks. The main perk being they won't attack me. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay, back to the time-lapse, thank you. Okay, welcome back. I just upgraded the metal smelter, so we are producing 50% more. We're getting quite a bit of metal now. I will employ a few more in the smithy. Tools are quite nice. For example, I've given my smelters 2 tools, and what that does is it gives them a 25 additive bonus to production. Sadly, that production doesn't come out of nowhere. It also takes more raw materials, so it gets more efficient by also using up more raw material. So enabling tools everywhere is not in our interest. There's a few things, however, where tools are absolutely broken, and that is in production buildings that are producing goods out of nowhere, like the laboratory. As you can see, the laboratory is currently producing with an efficiency of 207%. I can give them up to 8 tools, so every lab worker can take up to 8 tools, and that would give them a boost of 1, so 100%. We have around 100 workers right now. We have 200 tools stored up, so I'm quickly enabling 2 tools per worker, fast forwarding, and you will see how this percentage shoots up. I've given them 2 out of 8 tools, 25%. So now we're producing a bit more science. And science is needed almost anywhere, so you can never have enough science. We are also becoming quite rich. We have 1.3 million stored up, which is due to me importing or getting taxes from my settlements and then exporting them for some money. I have upgraded a few settlements like New Learbrook, and New Learbrook is also delivering some civilian ore for me now. Not that I really need it, but the efficiency was nice. I can later switch to something else, and what I'm going to do now, since I have some administration left, 40, which is a bit too little for my taste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire 66% of all my civilian workers. I'm employing 10 more people in the administration. We will need more paper, so I'm also employing 10 more people in the paper maker. As you can see, stone is not a concern anymore. We're getting almost 500 stone every day as taxes. Wood, on the other hand, is still a concern. So from time to time I have to chop down some trees. We are only getting almost 300 taxes in wood, and the paper maker alone is using 81, and then we also have the carpenter using 120. We have our people using wood as furniture, which is using almost 600 per year. So overall we have a huge wood consumption. That is what I'm talking about. We also could use a few more bakers. I can see that my bread, that we're consuming more bread than we produce at the moment. We should be golden on grain. Yeah, we are exporting a lot of grain since we have too much of it. So I will now get more administration with all those administrators, and as I talked about, I will just give them 5 emissaries. And then I'll probably need a few more emissaries, like 5 more. Because what I'm going to do is, in Juvenster over here, I will send a few emissaries there. Oh, once I have a few emissaries, I'm sorry. And they are gathering support for me. What that means is, once I take over Juvenster, it won't be... it will not hate me immediately. And I can just enjoy taking over the settlement without them rebelling. It's not a big deal, but just a little perk. I just saw that I have so much stone, in fact, that I will probably need a few more employees here carrying all the stone for export. I can also see that I'm full on drinks. Instead of selling drinks, I will just enable a few more crates. Maybe also over here and over here. Because drinks is a resource you can never have enough of. And my army is also using up some drinks. I have disabled the grain farms. Simply because we're importing enough grain that we don't need to produce it ourselves anymore. This grain farm I forgot about. But that's not that big of a problem. I can just use the workers elsewhere. Yeah, in this game, in the mid-game, you transition into not producing your own raw materials anymore. You're just refining. And you're getting most of your stuff from your regions. We should also have more soldiers at the ready now. Yeah, there's around 50 Dondorians ready to be 60 even. We have enough? Yes, we have enough. I want them to have 50% training. I want them to get some leather armor. And why not? We also might as well give them a few warhammers. And now we recruit. It takes 3 days until the regional division is trained up, and then they do start to train up to 50%. My weapons and leather armor is supplied by these army supply depots, so I just have to keep production up. I'm very interested in how this is going to change, because at the moment it's quite bothersome to maintain your own army, but I think that it should be the norm, that you have your own army and that mercenaries are a more last-ditch effort or out of the ordinary. I know historically there have been city-states who relied on mercenaries as the sole army, but most of them had their own army. Okay, so I can see we don't have enough warhammers. It will be a problem to supply everyone, so I'm just looking for my second carpenter, which is this one over here. And you will need more workers to produce warhammers. We could even upgrade it by unlocking the second tier of the carpenter. Takes 400 science, we will do that. And I think I'm almost ready to get some law and order in my city. How's Juvenster looking? We are gathering support. Once this is at 50% or so, I'll just outright buy this settlement. Ooh, but Lavremem is also very nice. They have 2 gems over there, and Juvenster has every deposit imaginable. Stone is going crazy over there. Okay, so I say fuck it and we just buy it. I want Juvenster and he wants 1.7 million for it. So let's give him all of our livestock. 36,000, all of our civilian ore. Not all of it, but most of it. Do we have something of value? We could give him some coal. We could definitely give him some stone. And 1.1 million we have in the bank easily. I'll even give him 1.11 million. Never forget to tip. 6,000 over, and with that, Juventus is ours. Okay, I'm pausing. Since this settlement has already a population, I will quickly delete all. We have 150. So we could even take... Oh, we don't have enough. We don't have enough administration for that. I'm sorry. Also not enough workforce. I think this should be enough. Yeah, the population will go down a bit. Let's just hope it's enough. And then we could take like 1,100 stone with a level 1 building, which is insane. 29 gems is also very nice. I think that's what I'll take for now. How's the fish? Pretty okay. If I put it on level 2, it's 300. Yeah, that's a lot of food. But I think this region will be for raw materials, mostly. So we'll build a gem mine, and what else would we need? Wood. Not that good. I think we take the 1,000 stone. Simply because we can export it and we can make a lot of bank with it. We might even use this region for something else, but there's also mostly stone in here, so let's just keep it at that. This, on the other hand, also means that our little export depot over here will not be enough, so we will need a much bigger export depot. Probably over here. Yes, that should do it. Nice thing about the gems that are coming in is we can also build some chambers for our nobles and boost our production even more. We have a new trade partner. We can trade with them. No, we won't demand something. We will give them 3,000. So we have a new trade partner. Halo over here. Trade partners are nice simply because we have more options to sell. So if the prices drop with one of the trade partners, we still have another one. Yes, Juventus is suffering from disease. This problem will solve itself once the population has dropped enough. I know we're the good guys, but still. Not something I can ignore. I mean, it is something I can ignore. It is something that I will ignore even. Okay, we're importing civilian, we're importing gems. We should be fine for now. We need someone to export our excess vegetables. So we have 319,000 at the moment. That number is going to change quite dramatically in the next few years. I think I will upgrade my training ground. And I think my Dondo boys deserve to be full-time soldiers now. Which also means we need more workers. And I think I'll go into a last little time lapse. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. I disabled the alert for the protection offer, so I was just surprised by this message. Hello again, you must have forgot to pay, very unwise. And a army of rebels has been spotted, which will now besiege my capital. Which is rather unnice when you rely on imports. So I hope to God they won't besiege us for more than 22 days. It's 169 enemies. Which is also quite a bit more than I was hoping for. We quickly need to store up some warhammers for my Dondo boys, otherwise they won't be able to fight. And my throne is in a very unopportune space because there's not a lot of space to move through. So the enemies will probably kill a lot of people on the way and destroy a lot of buildings on the way. And we'll see about how my 40 people will fare against the 160. I have 90 soldiers over here. Sadly, they are not very well trained yet and they don't have a lot of equipment. There's no way for me to easily or quickly get more. I could, on the other hand, send those guys here. Which is very risky. Because if I send my people here and then they attack, I have no soldiers in the city. And it's an immediate loss. On the other hand, I think I have more chance fighting them like that. I think we'll try. Let's see if it works. I'm putting my Dondo boys over here. And we immediately get shafted. So I recall them. And they're getting west of the city. Okay, and that's it. I cannot use my walled army as reinforcement, sadly. That's something I think should be in there. Doesn't make sense that I can't intervene with an army from the outside. But that's just how the game works for now. Okay, the enemy is deploying their troops. I'll quickly check where they are building their catapults. They're building their catapult right here. So let's muster our Donder boys. And then we'll just have to fight in the woods. Because I do not want to let their archers take a shot at me. Okay, so those guys are the builders for the catapults. Here is the first division, 25 Kretonians, warhammers, leather armor, quite similar to mine. 5 bows, 5 plate armor, 5 falcatas. That is... But they are humans. Humans are not as good as in fighting as I am, as the Dondorians are. 69 Dondorians with warhammers and leather armor. Okay, this will be interesting. What are they doing? The AI doing its thing again. Okay, we have destroyed it. I'll try to meet them in here. Probably won't work, so we'll fight them in here. Is that the unit with the archers? Ooh, that's a lot of them. Okay, we are fighting. And the first division is done. They are charging me. And I think I've already lost 2 people. Yeah. Okay, this one is a loss. Yeah, that's it for my division. Now please let them reach the throne quickly. Yes, they did. And it's over. Thank God. Edit the division. 1Y gets removed. They had it on the boys now. We're up to 800 population. We did get our gems. So the next thing will be to get a jeweler up and running. A jewelry. Over here. And then it's time to start progressing towards getting some of those cantors to join us. Once again, quick reminder. We have 2 havens in our realm. And for the Cantors to join us, we need 80% aphorism, so we need a temple. We need more ore, so we will need to build a lot of roads and stuff out of cut stone. And we need to judge most of our criminals. All of our criminals even. And then we can try to train up a regiment of Cantors. And I can promise you one thing, this battle would have gone differently if those 40 guys were Cantors. What are those? Those are the caravans. Okay, so thank you for watching before I get too distracted all the time. And I'll see you the next episode.